I enjoy making toys for children. We go with gold, MDF, and we will give it a nice color. What are we making? A rocking elephant. Be sure to keep watching this tool, please, Doctor, carefully.
On the internet, you can find photos and drawings of the play equipment. Look for the shapes that are needed as a mold to make the workpiece, with the scale size included. Determine the effective dimensions of each shape based on the scale size, precisely, carefully, and accurately. Print the shapes at actual size. Carefully cut out the printed shapes with a utility knife. Do this accurately and take your time. If necessary, secure the overlapping parts of the shapes with painter's tape. We use MDF to carefully cut out the shapes. Make sure you have sufficiently large leftover pieces that are large enough for the shapes. Lay the shapes on the board. Use painter's tape, which is designed for such tasks, to securely attach the shapes to the boards. Make sure the shapes are firmly in place and cannot move. Go along the edges of the shapes with the pencil. This way we get the tracing on the MDF. Always check when marking the cutouts for the attachment whether they are effectively wide enough. Use a piece of appropriate MDF material of the same exact thickness for this specific task. Correct the marking carefully for the recess if necessary. Carefully remove the paper shapes from each shelf. Check the cutouts one final time and adjust if necessary. Carefully use a jigsaw to cut the shapes out of the MDF. For the trunk or the mouth of the elephant, you need to work agilely. Here it is best to use a narrower saw blade. For the assembly cutouts, it is important to always saw just inside the line. When you saw on the line, you risk the notch being too large, slightly. To saw the corners within the mounting recess, you make a cross movement with the jigsaw. You saw the remaining little triangle bit by bit until the corners are perfect, carefully. Check carefully after sawing whether the recess spans enough for the thickness of the MDF. To cut out recesses in the workpiece, for example, such as a handle or eyelet, you first drill through the MDF. Ensure the drill bit's diameter is sufficiently wide to start with the jigsaw immediately. After sawing out all the shapes, carefully assemble the elephant pieces to verify they fit together correctly and the final structure is stable and accurate. This step is crucial for ensuring the integrity of the final product. Mark the recess for the legs on the rocker boards. Saw the first rocker board with a jigsaw, just like the recesses. Place this on the other rocker board as a template to correct the recesses again properly with a pencil. Check again with a piece of MDF of the same thickness. Carefully sand the bottom and edges of the shapes to make the corners less fragile and sharp. Do the same for the edges of the legs. To make the recess for the eye of the elephant, we use a flat wood drill. Choose a drill with the same diameter as the circle. Sand the surfaces of the parts thoroughly. For safety, we round off the edges of the parts once more with a router. This way, you prevent accidents from sharp edges. Always wear a face mask and hearing and face protection here. Don't forget the edges of the cutouts for the handle either. You should also sand the rocking boards on the underside and edges extra well so that the surface is even. This makes the rocking smoother. We also want to give the workpiece a coat of paint. For this, we first apply a layer of primer to all parts. The primer is an important base layer that will ensure the effective paint layer adheres better as a protective coating. Read the leaflet thoroughly and carefully in advance to know if you need to sand in between and how many layers you need to apply. For convenience, we choose a spray, which is much smoother. We want certain parts in a pink paint color, such as the ears, the seating area, and the rocking boards. In this case, we choose a white primer. We want other parts of the rocking elephant in a gray color, such as the head, the legs, and the body. Here we use a grey primer. Always wear a face mask while spraying. Now carefully spray all parts in the desired color. Sand down thoroughly after the first coat of paint, and then apply a second layer for an optimal result. To assemble the pieces of the rocking elephant, we use assembly line. Lubricate the recesses for the fasteners with this. Press firmly afterwards. We start by carefully attaching the legs to the body of the elephant. Assemble all other parts in the same way as you did before. Make sure to carefully attach the handles, ensuring they are securely fastened. The rocking boards, and finally the seat.
The internet is a good source of inspiration. We have finished everything. It is good and sturdy, and now it is ready to play. We will see each other for the next Tool Doctor. Bye bye.